All right. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. And again, our presenter today will be Sandy Austin. And Sandy is a counselor at the B.I.O.N.I High School in Colorado. 2 years later, 2 years ago from, sorry about that, she was previously at the Green Mountain High School, where she was a counselor and started an internationally acclaimed school club called BIONIC team in an effort to create a more caring climate and prevent other students from falling through the cracks. In 10 years, over 700 schools worldwide inquired about starting the club on their campuses. Sandy has been the president of the Colorado School Counselor Association twice and was named one of the top 10 school counselors in the country in 2011 by the American School Counselor Association. So without further ado, Sandy, I'm going to pass it over to you and we can begin our presentation.
Great, Celia. Thank you. And I look forward to talking with Jody and Linda and Lynn and Wendy and call-in user number 5, whoever you are out there. So glad to welcome all of you on a part of the conference call. So again, my name is Sandy Austin, and what happened was back in 2001-2002 school year, I was a counselor at Green Mountain High School, and what happened is we had 3 suicides within a month, and then we had another suicide 7 months later, and so we had 4 suicides within that time, within 8 months. And so I was from Green Mountain. I had graduated from Green Mountain, and so that was my alma mater. And so I just saw what was happening there, and it was just devastating to all of us. And I thought I want to do whatever I can to make a difference. Celia, I'm not seeing that this is advancing. Sorry to break in, everyone. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. There we go. All right. So anyway, again, there were 4 suicides in that time, and so it was just very devastating for the entire school. And so as a result of those 8 months and everything that happened, I was just really looking to see how we can prevent any other kids from falling through the cracks. As a school counselor, just really looking at the issues the guys had been dealing with and just trying to find out how we can reach any other kids who could be struggling with those or similar issues. And so what we found was a couple of the kids had been new to our school within the last 1.5 to 2 months. One student had lost a loved one. Another one had had an extended illness, which resulted in missing a lot of school. And so what happened basically is those guys, excuse me, those guys had been going through those things. They came back to school, and things just started spiraling down for them. And so then they just got hopeless, and then they took their lives. And so what happened was, as we all know, when students face illness and loss and family moves, all those types of things, if their needs aren't met, then what can happen is they may start ditching classes because they don't know the material and they don't want to be embarrassed in the classes, which then can result in discipline problems and then academic problems. And so that's what I saw what was happening there. And so as we went through the process in dealing with everything, we had found out that the kids had told some friends, it mentioned suicide. And so what we did is we just really talked with the kids and said, hey, you guys, what's going on? And the kids said, well, they didn't want to tell on their friends. They didn't want to get them in trouble. They didn't want to break a confidence. And so at that point, we knew that we had to change the climate of the school to be the point to where kids can tell us if their friends were struggling and that type of thing. And so through my years, way back, I had heard, when I was in high school, I heard a man named Dr. Earl Room, and he was big in CTE, and anyway, he did presentations across the country in helping kids just challenging student councils and other student leaders across the country. And back then he had said, a message that he gave us was that he said that society thinks that young people only care about themselves, but he said, I know that young people do care about others. And he said, I want to challenge you to say, believe it or not, I care with your lives and become bionic people. And way back then I thought, oh, I love that. I thought, I want to shock people, that as a teenager I want to care about people. And so kind of put that in the back of my mind, and I thought someday I'm going to use that. And so anyway, at that time I was, besides being a counselor at Green Mountain, I was also the peer counseling co-sponsor. And so I had talked to some of the peer counselors about reaching out to some kids that had been going through losses and being new students at the school and extended illnesses and that type of thing. And all of them, they said, Miss Austin, we'd love to, but we just have too many other things going on. And the peer counseling curriculum was so full that we just couldn't add any other things. And so I had talked to a couple of kids who had tried out for being peer counselors, but they did not get it. And so I had asked them if they had found places at school to use their caring hearts, and they had said no. And so I kind of talked to them about being bionic people and that type of thing. And I told them that I was thinking about starting a club called the BIONIC team to reach out to students who are going through difficult times. And they said, yeah, they'd like to be a part of something. And so what I did is I sent an email out to all the staff members saying, let me know if any of you have students that have been, students or staff members that have lost loved ones within the last 6 months. This was November. And so I got names of 25 people. And so I talked to the foods class and the PTA, and we got 25 pies baked. And so we were able to take those pies to the students' families or to the staff members right before Thanksgiving. And the input that we got on it was so powerful, so positive, and we thought, okay, let's go. There is a need. Let's go for it. And so at our first meeting, we had 60 students show up. It was really exciting to show us, yeah, there is a need, and there are students that want to reach out and meet those needs. And so over the next 9 years, this is the 10th year, we had over 1,000 kids there at Green Mountain that had been a part of the program. At times we had over 200 kids on the team, and so that was really exciting. And over the next 9 years, we had we reached out to over 90,000 people. And that can be to an entire school. So let's say if we sent a poster to a school of 2,000 students, and we know that we reached them. So that's where we know that we did reach that many people over those years. What's exciting is over 700 schools worldwide have shown an interest in starting a bionic team at their campus, and that's anywhere from elementary all the way to the college level. So it's been really exciting. And so we determined our goals for the bionic team would be to to make new students feel welcome, to reach out to students with extended illnesses and health conditions, to reach out to hospitalized students, to reach out to students and their families and staff that experience the death of a loved one, and then to reach out to other schools that experience tragedies. And so for the first 9 years, that's what we were doing, reaching out in those different areas. And so in order to do that, we created 5 teams to accomplish that. And they're very, very basic outreaches. Didn't take much training. Anybody could do this. We even had some parents that volunteered to help out. And so it doesn't take a school counselor to coordinate the bionic team, but just needs willing bodies to help out with this. So the first team that we had was a new student team, and with that we had a monthly lunch or breakfast, whatever is most appropriate for your school, and then to welcome the new students and give them information about the school that they may not have heard yet, like what do you do if your locker gets jammed, or what do you do if if you hear of a threat at school, or what do you do if you just need help tutoring and that type of thing. So we'd give them a bunch of information there, and then we'd also give them the survival kit, and there you see the Snickers candy bar with the invitation, and then there's a pencil attached to the top of that. So that's what we would give out to the kids when we were inviting them to the new student lunch. And then we had an extended illness team. Once a student is gone 5 days, then what we do is we mail to them a get well packet, and they included a personalized card saying, hey, sorry to hear you're out of school. We hope you get better and come back to school soon. And we sent a letter with explaining everything that was in the packet. We had information on tutoring. We had information on how to organize their homework and that type of thing, just to let them know someone cares and someone was thinking about them. And then we also had a hospitalization team. And when we found out a student was hospitalized, we would take the mug and Hershey's Kisses there, as you see, or if there's a dietary restriction, we would take the mug and a balloon to the hospital and just say, hey, we heard you're hospitalized, and we just want to come and say, hey, we care, and we hope you get back to school soon. And so, and then the fourth team was the lost team, and that's when students or staff lost loved ones, and that's kind of what we did for the Thanksgiving outreach. What we do is once a month we have Pie to Live deliveries, and we go to the home of a family of a student that had lost a loved one. And I always, on all these outreaches, I always let the family know that we would like to come and do this outreach. And so the kids just basically ring the doorbell and say, hey, we're from the BIONIC team at school, and we're sorry to hear about the loss of your uncle. And we know it can be tough after the loss of a loved one. Just want to let you know we're thinking about you, and we care. And so then the kids would give them the pie. For staff members who lost a loved one, then the kids would bring the pie or a loaf of bread. I would ask them what they would like, just so that they kind of know we're going to be coming and doing this. We do that either before school or after school or during their break. At first, we would do it. First couple of years, we did it like in the middle of their class or something. Then we found that that was not good to do that. The teachers could tear up, and so we learned to do it at a different time when no one else was around. And then the fifth team was school tragedy team. And after everything everyone had done for us at Green Mountain, we knew what it meant when someone reached out to a school that had had a tragedy, a death of a student. And so what we did is you see the big poster there. We would do basically there it would be like Northridge High School, and then we would say the proud home of the Jaguars or whatever. And then we would say on one side, Green Mountain High School is sorry to hear about your tragedy. On the other side, we would say our hearts and thoughts are with you during this time. And so if they were local, we would deliver that poster. We would, number one, we would put it out in the cafeteria, and we'd have students and staff sign it and just say, hey, we're thinking about you. We're sorry to hear what you guys are going through. What's very special is if any of the kids knew kids at that other school, they would say, hi, Jenny Lopez. My heart is with you during this time. They'd sign their name. So Jenny Lopez would see this other kid's name there, and that would mean a lot to them. You see the candy bars there. Every once in a while when there was a unique tragedy, like there was a shooting at Ken Carl Middle School. That was a feeder to Columbine. This was after the Columbine tragedy. We started the BIONIC team after that. What we did is we made those little candy bars. We got a little Hershey's candy bar, and we put a wrapper around it and just said, the BIONIC team from Green Mountain High School is thinking of you during this time. We're sorry to hear about your tragedy, and our hearts and thoughts are with you. So that was special, where the kids, we heard about those kids taking those wrappers and putting them on their bulletin boards or somewhere, put them in their wallet or whatever to have that, to know people cared. So we saw that was very effective in reaching out to the other schools, letting them know we cared. As far as referrals, we had a referral form and a referral box there, as you see, and then we had a referral locker in a prominent place where kids could put in information there on referrals. And then we also had a BIONIC email address, and so people could put the referral forms in there, and then I would follow up with them just to see if it's okay for us to do the outreach. And so in any forms or anything that you guys would like on this stuff, I can send you copies of everything. Some of the recent initiatives that we had done to give back to the team members for all that they do, I started bringing in I missed one thing. One thing that we do is since all the teams, the kids can choose to be on up to 2 teams. And so with the new student team doing things, and then the hospitalization team and the lost team, a lot of the kids that weren't on all those teams, they didn't know what else was happening. So once a month we would have a big team meeting where we bring all 5 teams together and talk about what we had done in that past month, talk about what's coming up. And then I also tried to have a guest speaker talk to the kids about, you guys keep doing what you're doing. It's you're making a difference, and just to let them know and to encourage them. So we did that, and then also we did birthday cards and a treat for every BIONIC team member to encourage them on their birthday, saying, hey, thank you. You're a gift to our school, and we care about you and we appreciate you. And then we started some eye care silicone bracelets that you see there, and this is another thing to give back to the kids. And after a kid had joined the team, and it's a very basic membership form they fill out, sign a confidential agreement just saying, hey, I understand what the information we'll get can be confidential, and so they agree to uphold that. And then if they attend 2 big team meetings, 2 outreaches, and then 1 extra activity like a fundraising event or a trick-or-treat street booth or something like that, then they could get this silicone bracelet. And then also what we encourage the kids to do is something we call a one-a-day campaign. We encourage kids every single day to look around them, look and see if any needs around them, and to reach out. Let's say if someone drops their books, help them pick up their books. If say thank you to a teacher, or give someone a thank you card, or buy coffee for your friend, or every day do one thing to make a difference at the school. And we thought, boy, if we have all 200 of our students doing 200 things each day, what an incredible school we could create there. And then we created some I Care Awards. We were hearing about people that were doing different things for people, going above and beyond the typical just caring activities, and someone that was going out of their way, spending their time or money or effort. And this included people outside the BIONIC team. And so, for example, we had some cross-country runners that were up on a nearby mountain running one day, and one of the kids started getting dehydrated and started getting lightheaded, and so his buddy helped him down the mountain, and they were coming to the base of the mountain, and it's a little hill actually, and anyway, they saw a gentleman there reading a magazine, must have been waiting for someone, and the guy said, hey, sir, can you take us to our school? My buddy's having a hard time, and we need to call 911. And so the gentleman let them get in the car and took him to the high school, called 911, and so we gave him an I Care Award for going out of his way for doing that. Also, another father on one of our snowy days here in Colorado, a girl's car had drifted into a ditch in the snowy day, and so he dug them out and helped them get onto school, and so we gave that dad an I Care Award, and just different things that people went out of their way to do that. We also had a BIONIC leadership class, and we covered things like outreach planning, preparation, leadership skills, public speaking skills, conflict resolution skills, just different things that the leaders would need to, the skills that the kids would need to have in their leadership positions. And then, back in 11/11/11, coming up to that, I saw something on the internet saying, hey, let's make 11/11/11 the biggest drug day in the world. And I thought, no, let's do something positive with it. And so I thought, boy, for that day, have everyone do 11 things that day, one thing an hour for 11 hours to make a difference in someone else's life. And we thought, boy, if we could have all 1,200 students at our school doing one thing every hour, that'd be 1,200 things each hour for 11 hours that day. What an amazing school it could be. And then they'd continue that on when they left school and went home or whatever. And so we've continued that on, and now we do 10/10. And we stopped doing 11/11 because that's Veterans Day, as you know, and I didn't want to take anything away from the veterans from us thanking them. But anyway, so it's 10/10, and we just did that. So focuses of the day, typically individual outreaches where kids could do things for people, do their 10 things that day, one thing each hour. And we have little cards and that type of thing for people to give someone saying, hey, thank you for the difference you've made in my life. There are school activities where we had posters for departments, say the math department and the cafeteria workers, for a poster for every department in the school. And we put them out in the cafeteria, and the kids signed them just saying, thank you for teaching me math or English, or thank you for cooking my meals every day, things like that. And the kids did that. What's so exciting about that is those departments keep those posters up in their area through the entire year. In fact, over at Green Mountain when I was there were posters up there still for 2 years later, so it was really exciting. Last year we had a rally where we had some of the Denver Bronco cheerleaders there, and we had a prominent speaker come and just again encourage the kids to keep doing what they were doing, just to really encourage everyone. And then we have sponsored a community service project. One time we had something, an outreach to the local hospital. We sold flowers, $1 for a flower, and then we gave the flowers to the hospital, so as people were being discharged, they could have a flower as they went home if they were not allergic to them. We did some cards for every nurse's station in the hospital, just saying thank you for what you're doing and the difference you're making in saving lives. lives every day, things like that. We did a one big poster for the hospital too. So you can do different things. Another year we did a sock drive for the homeless shelter. We did DVDs, Disney DVD drive for Children's Hospital. We did some really nice little posters or flyers to give to the elderly in one of the nursing homes in the area, and the kids decorated those. And then for veterans, we did some bookmarks with individual cards saying thank you for your service to our country, to make my future brighter. And so anyway, so those are some of the community service projects. Again, we have all this stuff on the BIONIC team website, which I'll talk about later. And then, so what was great is we were doing all these differences, and I just kept thinking, so the main goal of the BIONIC team is to create a more caring climate. And I knew that there was one area that we were missing, and that was the bullying in the school. And at Green Mountain and now at Pomona here, we don't have a serious bullying problem, but, it's been around forever. And so what through the time is talking with kids and just finding out what's going on out there and interviewing kids that were bullied and bullies and that type of thing. I thought, hey, we need to come up with a bully prevention program, and nothing that's a full-fledged, a lot of work for a school, but just something that if the school doesn't have anything, they can use that, but if they already have something, it'd be an easy add-on. And what we do is it's to empower the bystanders to create a more caring climate at their school and to kind of just look out for each other. And so we called it Prevent Bullying by Just Saying Hi. And so in talking with the bullied students, they said the most difficult thing about the bullying incidences weren't what happened between the bully and the bullied student. It was those 20 people that were watching, and because then the kids would say, "Why didn't they stop it? Why, do they think I'm weak? Do they think I'm weird? And so that's why kids would stop going to school, and that's where, as we've heard in the media across the country and across the world about kids not wanting to go to school and then eventually taking their lives because they think, why should I go back to school? If something happens again, they may get their friends to help beat me up or whatever. And so we thought, boy, if we can empower the bystanders to step in and try to stop bullying, that would be great. So H in HI is to get help. Either we encourage the kids to step in and try to stop the bullying, but only about 1% of people really feel comfortable doing that. And so if a bullying situation is happening right then, we encourage kids to get help from an adult to stop it right then. If it's something that happened earlier in the day or maybe they saw it on Facebook, then we encourage the kids to report it through the reporting system at the school, whether it's a confidential tip box, which we have started here, and we had one over at my old school at Green Mountain. But we have found that is very effective. But for kids to be able to report it and confidentially, hopefully, too, on that, but to report it so that the bully situation can be dealt with and the bully can be dealt with. But the most important thing about this is the I under initiate contact, and we encourage kids to initiate contact with a bullied person sometime that day if possible. If it's the end of the day, then hopefully the next day. But just to go up to them and say, hey, maybe they see them later in the hall that day or out in the cafeteria or something, say, hey, I saw what happened. It was wrong and you didn't deserve it. Something as basic as that can just help that kid say, okay, if I come back tomorrow, if it happens again, then, they don't think I'm weak or anything. Maybe they'll step in or maybe they'll do something about it, or just knowing that, they're okay, that they're not an outcast, that type of thing. It can help prevent that some of that loneliness that the kids feel when they've been bullied and all those kids are watching it. If they want to tell them they reported it, and we'll report again if it continues, that's great. Some kids don't want to do that because they're afraid that, the bully will find out and then they'll come after them. And they could even say, hey, I walk down the hall the same time every day that happened today. Do you want to walk down the hall with me? Would that make you feel more comfortable? Or, hey, I see you sitting alone at lunch. How about sitting with me and my friends? So that's the basic program for Prevent Bullying by Just Saying Hi is H, get help, and I is initiate contact. And so if you would like to implement it at your school, what we did is we gave a 3 to 5 question pre-survey, and we went into study halls and and we encourage you to go into a common class that all the students have so that all the students can hear it. One thing we dealt with this year was that we weren't able to go and tell all the juniors and seniors. We went into study halls, and all the freshmen have a study hall, and all the sophomores who have 3.0 or lower GPA, they have study halls, and so the rest of the kids don't have it. And so we went into study halls and told those kids, but now what we're doing is we're having meetings for some of the other kids to have we're encouraging a representative from each of the sports teams, each of the clubs or activities, the choirs, the music, the drama teams, the theater teams, any groups on campuses we're encouraging a representative from each of the groups to come to a meeting and to kind of be representatives within their groups to encourage kids to prevent bullying by just saying hi. And then we have a 4 to 5 minute video that's on the bionicteam.org website. And we have these for each level, one for elementary level, one for middle school level, and one for the high school level. And that's something that you can show the staff to let them know what's going on and everything. Then this, what you're going to see now, is about a 2 minute and 10-second video. That's that you can show on the announcements at your school if you have announcements, or show in the classrooms. So, Celia, go ahead and roll it.
Hi, my name is Maddie.
And I'm Phoenix Chu.
And we're here today to help stop bullying.
The purpose of this program is to empower the bystanders to speak up when they see a situation arise.
Our program is called Prevent Bullying by Just Saying Hi, and there's two parts to the hi, the H and I.
H in HI stands for Get Help When You See Someone Being Bullied. If a situation happens, find a teacher or an adult or someone in charge and tell them what has happened.
The I part stands for initiate contact. So after you've reported it, you can always go up to the person later and acknowledge that you saw that and they shouldn't have done that. But you can also even invite them to sit by you later and also tell the person that you have reported it so they can feel like they're helped.
So what is bullying? Bullying is disrespectful, unwanted, and repeated, and it can hurt others around you and the person that's being bullied.
So as a recap, our Stop Bullying by Just Saying Hi program, all you have to do is H, get help, and I, initiate contact. And by doing this, we can all make our schools a better place.
Hey, I was over there earlier and I saw two girls come and mess with your stuff, and I went and I told the librarian because I thought that was wrong of them to do.
Really? That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you doing that.
Sometimes I'm in the library at this time, so if I ever see something like that again, I'll make sure to tell the librarian again.
Oh, really? Well, my name's Michelle. Maybe we can be friends.
I'm Jack. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so that's the video. Now there is another voice there of a man that I don't know where that's from, but anyway, so that's the 2-minute video that you can show to your students on video announcements or whatever. There was another couple of voices that were on there that they're not on the video. So, but anyway, hopefully you'll have better luck getting that. It's kind of hard streaming a live video like that on the internet. So, Celia, thank you for getting that going on that. But again, the poster that you see there on the side, that's a poster that we can provide for you, and what's interesting is the middle school kids that did the presentation, they said stop bullying by just saying hi. So we have a different one for the middle school. It says stop bullying by just saying hi, and looks a little different from the one that's there. But anyway, so again, you can give presentations in classes, show the 2-minute video that you just saw on the announcements. Now, the 4 to 5 minute video, what it does is it shows that 2-minute video at the end of it, but the first 2 to 3 minutes has a school counselor talking talking about the program so that the staff will understand a little bit about the BIONIC team, kind of where we came up with the idea, and explains the whole Prevent Bullying by Just Saying Hi program, so that teachers will know if students are coming to talk to them about the bullying, then they'll know what to do and everything. So we just encourage people to flood the school with the message. And what we've seen is that if every bullying incident is reported each day for a month, for example, let's say you roll it out 1st of January, and for a whole month every single bullying incident is reported, then the bullies will get the message, hey, they can't get away with it anymore, and they're getting a message from the bystanders, hey, not on my turf. What's so exciting is, and you'll see if you look at the elementary video, the kids there say, we want to be the generation that stops bullying once and for all, and that's really exciting. We did, on our survey that we did, I don't have time to give you the details on that, the data, but our last question on the survey was, would you like to help make your generation be the last generation, or to be the generation to stop bullying once and for all? And 95% of the kids said yes, because I've talked to the kids about how bullying happens amongst adults and everything, and so it's just neat to see the kids saying, yeah, I don't want it to happen when I'm working in the workforce in future years. I want to stop it. And so then we encourage you to finish the whole thing by doing a post-survey, say about a month later, just to see how effective the program was at school and see if you made a difference on that. So as far as the BIONIC team, regarding all the different things that we did, we, of course, it takes money for what we ended up is we don't have people bake pies anymore, because we thought if we have a pie that someone actually does something wrong with it, gets bad apples or something, and someone gets sick and dies from a pie, that would be terrible. So what we do is we just buy our pies from the local Village Inn or a place around us, so that we don't have to worry about that. So you can even get them donated from different stores or restaurants. So we've had local stores and restaurants donate various things. We've had a coffee sale, bake sale, burrito sale. We've applied for some grants. We had a BBB, Bionic Benefit Bash, where we had some people who won music contests here at school, and we asked them to do like American Idol type thing. We asked them to do a free concert for kids, and then with the money going to the BIONIC team, we've had car washes. You see some different things there that we've done. Other outreaches, what's incredible about this thing is that kids start looking outside themselves, and they start looking for other needs out there, and so it's just powerful. And so, like say for the Japan tsunami a few years ago, what happens, we did one of those big posters. I found the closest high school to the impacted area that was still standing that I knew people were going to. We had a Japanese student that was here, exchange student, and so she helped me write out the words for the poster, and I drew the big poster. And then she also told me that 1,000 peace cranes mean a sign of goodwill, and just that we were thinking of them over there. And so we did 1,000 peace cranes, which is very powerful. We've done breakfast for staff during CSAP. That's our statewide testing time whenever all the staff are stressed out. Welcome gifts to new students. To new staff members. You see all the other things there that we've done. So very special things. The kids just have their eyes open to other needs around them. And so the Mountain Momentum, I'll tell you, we had 3 families who lost their homes to a fire. And so during one of our pep rallies, we passed buckets amongst the students and said, hey, if you guys can donate even your coins or change or anything, please do that. And we had we even did it at a basketball game. We raised about $1,500, so that was special. Hats for Haiti. Students paid $1 to wear a hat during the day. They cannot wear hats otherwise here at school. So anyway, Relay for Restoration, that's something we did to raise money for the Hurricane Ike victims. The BIONIC team has won a lot of awards, and so it's just been so encouraging for the kids to see that the adults really honor and value what they're doing. So that's been very special for them to be recipients of that. So the excitement is spreading. As I mentioned before, over 700 schools across the world have inquired about starting a BIONIC team. There's some listings of some of the schools that have done it. Again, there are 700 schools that have inquired. These schools that are listed here, those are a few that have actually started the teams, and so that's been exciting. I have information on what those schools are doing and other schools are doing on the BIONICteam.org website, and so it's exciting to see what's happening out there. So if you want to start a BIONIC team at your school, first find out what are the needs of your school, what's already being offered there to address those needs, and then what resources do you have. I would say start with one team. Start with a new student team, or start with the Prevent Bullying by Just Saying Hi program. Very simple. Just see what the response is, and if you want to add more teams, go ahead and do that. Again, if you can, it's great to have one adult leader for each team if possible. Again, it can be teachers, staff members, custodians, secretaries. Anyone can help out, kind of be a leader of each team. And then you have your main coordinator, which I've been, where you help everyone and that type of thing. So help them coordinate and get them the materials they need. Pick a time for a monthly meeting and just see what works best for your school. And then the resources, how will you fund your outreaches. Then to find students, put out an announcement saying we're starting this club, and just want to see anyone that's interested, come to a meeting, and make sure you have the administrative approval first. You typically have to do that first before anything. Have your information meeting, and then again you just see what happens, and you can just keep adding more teams if you want to. And for the last few years, I've been trying to get together a starter kit. I have all the forms and cards and everything for all these different teams, and what I've been hoping to do is put that together in a starter kit for any school that says, hey, we want to start a BIONIC team. So that's one thing that I'm hoping to finish that here during the holiday winter break that's coming up. Also in the past, we've had a BIONIC Team International Conference here in Colorado. And that is where we train some of the schools that already have BIONIC teams. We give them more information and more training for their leaders and some other ideas. And it's a great time of networking and helps schools that are wanting to start a BIONIC team to bring their leaders and or people that are interested in helping with the team and just train them on how to do everything. So it's exciting. So we're looking at doing it in the spring or in the summer. And so if you have any input on that, we appreciate that. Also, my dream is to do an international service trip each summer. Again, I've mentioned Belize. We have other schools in Tanzania and China and Germany and Italy and Spain and different places around the world that have inquired about starting a BIONIC team. My dream is to have a trip each summer where we would take some students and go to that place overseas and do some cross-cultural training with the leaders and say, so how do you reach out to students or people that lose loved ones? And for example, Belize, they don't do pies. They don't deliver pies. They just do kind of a gift basket type thing. But anyway, we talk about the differences in the cultures and how to reach out to people in the grieving process that is honored in their culture. And then we would do 2 days of an outreach in the community, maybe go to an orphanage and work with the kids there, do a soccer camp or paint the orphanage or something like that for a couple days, and then of course do a couple days of sightseeing. So that's the dream of eventually being able to do that every summer. I would love to do that somewhere in the world, go somewhere different of where they're wanting to start a BIONIC team or if they've started a BIONIC team. So if you want more information about all this, go to BIONICteam.org and fill out our form to subscribe to the mailing list on the front there, and we'll be getting information out to you. If you want information on the starter kit manual, the Prevent Bullying by Just Saying Hi, and any of those things I've talked about, just go there and we'll get you updates and that type of thing. And then, again, since you're participating in the session, thank you. That shows that you care and you want to make a difference on your school campus. And it's just exciting to know that you've all joined us. And I just encourage you to contact me, let me know. Again, I'm Sandy Austin, and let me know whatever you need. And a lot of times if you respond to the website saying you need something, typically I will say, what is your phone number? And I will just call you. I'd like to do that because then I can answer any other questions you have at that same time. So thank you so much for caring. Thanks for wanting to make a difference, and I appreciate you, and it's such an honor to have been able to have this time with you today.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you so much. So now we're open up to any questions that you have or any comments you'd like to make. We actually have one question for you, Sandy, and one of our participants has asked, how do you handle Health Education Privacy Act related to hospitalization of students or extended illness? Also, if possible, would you be able to provide either myself or the participants with your pre- and post-bully survey? So the first question is about the Health Education Privacy Act.
You bet. So with that, again, what we do is I always call the family, say, is it okay if we do this outreach? So I always get the permission from the family to make sure that we go through the right things with that. So, and then I make note, I document that I had talked to them. And we haven't ever had a problem with that after I have done that. So that's typically so the thing is the kids don't see names or anything until I've contacted the family to ask them. For example, sometimes parents have said, no, we don't want you guys to come to the hospital. We'd rather not, or we'd rather not you come to the home for the pie delivery. And so I say, well, if you would like to, I said we could have the mug and Hershey's Kisses here if you want to stop by the school and take it to your student. That would be great, just so that they know someone cares. Or the pies, I say if you'd like to have your students stop in after school and pick up the pie, then that'd be great. Then you guys will still have that. So that's how we've dealt with some of those things. And then if you want to hold on one second, let me reach to the other side of my office, and I will get the pre and post survey so I can read that to you. Hold on a minute.
Oh, no problem, Sandy. You can actually send those straight to me, and then whoever would like a copy of that survey, if that's okay with you, Sandy, I can email it to them because I have their email addresses.
Okay, great. I can sure email that to you, definitely. So basically, it's I have been bullied, or I know someone who's been bullied, yes or no. As a bystander, I know what to do to stop bullying when I see it, yes or no. I would feel comfortable reporting bullying if I knew my referral would remain confidential. It says circle one, always, sometimes, rarely, never. I would feel comfortable saying something to the bully student at a later time to show my support, and it's very comfortable, somewhat uncomfortable, or very uncomfortable. Last one, I want to do my part to make my generation the one that stops bullying once and for all. And at the bottom of it, I have an asterisk with a blank line. And when we do the presentations, we say, if you guys would like to help come and be a part of this, getting word out to everyone, put your name there. What was so exciting was we had 116 kids say they wanted to do that. And that was neat. And that was even before we've put out word to the clubs and activities of saying, hey, do you want to do that? I told the kids, I said, maybe even your elementary school that you went to, maybe you want to talk to them about starting Prevent Bullying by just saying hi program at their school. And the kids are really excited about that, going to the middle schools or the elementary schools to help out with that. So, but yes, Leah, I will go ahead and email that to you so you guys can have access to that.
Thank you. Perfect. Thank you so much, Sandy. If there are any other questions, feel free to, you can ask them, or you can also write in the chat box privately to me, and I can ask them on your behalf. Yep. And if no one else has any comments, we thank you again for joining us today. And to visit ACTE Live, there will be a recorded version of this, or archived version of this available to everyone. And we will also have registration links and updates for any of the up-and-coming online seminars if you would like to share that information or if you'd like to register yourself. So again, thank you so much, Sandy. We greatly appreciate it. To everyone else, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you all.